Welcome back to Genfanad. We are off, fighting more. Level 19 melee combat here. And now we can actually effectively fight our level 19 opponents. We were already fighting the level 19 rock elementals up to the north for basically all of last level, because there was nothing else very useful. And we're going to be continuing to do so. Very much. We want more earth cards, so that's all going to work out fine. And we are working our way towards iron, which we have a full set ready to go here. So let's head out. This is probably going to be very heavy on the not recording portion for this episode, as we already know the enemy we're fighting, already looked at everything they drop. I think we can probably get away with doing one level at a different location here. But just from usefulness of drops standpoint, I think it's still definitely worth heading to the rock elementals here. We've got our amazing stuff here. High quality bronze plate, high quality bronze giant sword, and our high quality +1 silver aquamarine amulet. Technically this can be better, and we do have a good number of aquamarines, even from these guys, since they do drop them. So we could try to get a better amulet. A lot of the higher level amulets give other stats, whereas this one gives power. I think this is generally going to be a good choice for a very long time. That would require us going and getting more high quality silver though, so it's a project for later, I would say. Also, we're going to be helping out our bank situation here. We're bringing out all of the various types of rat here, starting with the high quality fatty rat and potato platter, which heals less if your strength is not higher than your defense, which it's not going to be. We only have a handful of these left, so kind of want to not deal with that anymore. And then we have the regular rat and potato platters, and the lean ones are still in the bank, because we're actually going to use those later here. Once we've gotten up to the higher defense. So here's another aquamarine here. Low quality iron, meh. Alright, so basically, same thing we were doing last time. I'm going to be fighting some rocks. And I need to get, well, let's probably set this to attack experience. That'd be what we want to do. Start by getting the new weapon. That's probably the more important part here. So we need to get 13,000, 13,000, and 13,000. So, like 39,000 total combat experience here. And then incidental vitality. No bones from the rock elementals, so that's not something that's happening. But generally, just going to hit these guys a whole bunch of times. If we need 39,000 experience, how much experience are each of these giving us? It's going to be like 5% less than it was last level, because that's the thing. 84. Okay. And grab some pet rocks too. Sell those for a little bit. Pet rock from a rock. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. So I'm going to be doing this. Here is 20 attack. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Switch over to defensive. And we can look at our new weapon. currently, we got a giant sword here with all the other stats. I guess we can take this off, it'll show us the actual stats. 32, 32 on the big giant sword here. And now, an iron dagger. 34, 30. So technically, less power. So we're still better off using the giant sword when we're not worrying about defenses. But it's got a little bit more aim. It's alright. It's got equivalent total stats is the main deal here. I just think power is probably more helpful. Depends on how much defense things have. Everything's pretty bare bones still. So either one is probably just fine. There's like weapon speed or anything. We also have the amulet here. Shows for, we got 32, 39, or 34, 37 total. So yeah, also probably should have not given away the shield. That is the one benefit that the dagger would have. Longer trips, since we'd have a shield with it. That's definitely something to consider. But since we don't have the shield, we're probably better off with just the sword still here. But iron dagger, I mean, it's gonna hit just less, so no real reason to test that either. Let's stab some things, have a good time. There's a 12. I don't think there's any like innate properties that would make it stronger at all. It's still pretty good. I guess if we were getting really technical about things, it depends exactly how the combat works. Because if we have slightly less power, but that doesn't give us a max hit, if fractional hits round it to anything, more power could still be helpful either way. So it's either just better or worse. It's gonna be very similar. I'm just keep using the sword for now. Once we have the shield going here too, it's gonna have more positives. There's 11. They're both hitting fine. I can hit higher with this one though, obviously. I don't think there's any weirdness with accuracy counting for damage or anything. It's all very simple here. Also, we got 500 Earth cards from that level. Still here at the Rock Elementals for the next level. Need more Earth cards. More useful than other options still. Yeah, once we actually have the shield along with the dagger, that's gonna be incredibly defensive. Still pretty wild. That's just as good, basically. Only takes like another level, maybe 2. That's okay. And it comes with a shield, so it still is better, definitely. But we're fine. Just gonna continue fighting these rocks. Here's something. This is level 21 Vitality. So now, enemies that can hit 7s would have to hit 7 all 3 times to kill us in one combat encounter. Of course, there's things that hit a lot harder than 7s, so danger still exists. Got a nice full inventory here for getting level 20 defense. There you go. Now, we can go get our iron. Once this guy stops attacking us. Switch to strength. I guess we get experience while we're here. Going to be switching it up now. That's nice. We got all these pet rocks, which is hilarious. almost 1,000 Earth cards, handful of Fist cards, maybe a fistful of Fist cards. I'll be clever about it. Anyways, over to the bank and get all our stuff out. And then we need to get over to the next spot we're going to. One thing at a time, though. One thing at a time. Question if we want to switch over to the dagger now, since we have the shield. I mean, why not? Why not? We've got the opportunity to do so. Oh, might as well. We got 37 aquamarines. Definitely could try for that. Better necklace for that. And 16 pet rocks. Amazing. 290 total Fist cards. Still would not be able to do a huge amount of magic with that. But we do have 2,100 Earth cards. So that's a solid amount combined with the fire cards. Can do something with that. Let's get out all the iron here. And let's compare the stats of things. For the sword, it's 32-32, when the dagger is 34-30. We can also get the shield in the equation for 34 armor. That is a lot of armor. Very, very similar overall. And kind of want to have the full iron set. If we compare helmets here, go from 19 armor to 32. That's a lot more armor. Chest plates, we go from 26 to 36. Legs, we go from 23 to 34. So, in total, the armor goes from 68 without the shield up to 102. Shield gets it to 136 and dagger. Now that is a substantial increase to our defensive abilities here. And a little bit more power from the amulet. There you go. But we will get around to giving away these at least. Possibly even the sword, but the sword just looks much cooler. It's the main thing. Once we get a slightly higher level, we'll be able to get a one-handed weapon that absolutely is better than the giant sword. But for now, 136 armor seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Of course, we are at the point where we just got the armor upgrade. So, this is going to be fantastic at level 20 and slowly taper off in effectiveness as we level up. Which also might be a problem because of needing to get the recipes for the iron plate set stuff. We will see what level of enemies that involves. But that would be another important spot to get to eventually. Although that would be at like level 25, so still a ways away. At like 179,000 XP. We're currently at 77. So yeah. That's quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to be doing a huge amount of combat immediately here. We're kind of to the point where we're strong enough to go do a few other things. And the amount of time between levels is obviously continuing to increase. We need 13,000 for this level, and 15,000 for this level, 17,000 for this level. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, we have already headed out towards our next location. We got, I think, all of level 19s and 2 of the level 20s at the rocks there in order to get enough of the rock cards and all that. But now, we want to go somewhere else, at least for a little bit here. So we are heading over towards Skull, where we're going to be fighting Another level 19 enemy, the doe. As you might expect from a deer, they're going to give us deer drops. Like departed deer. And bones. That's something. Hopefully with all this armor, we can get away with not bringing much, if any, food. Extend the trips there. Also going to need to see the aggression of everything. Because I think the does also come with the bucks there too. Which are a little bit stronger. We'll see when we get there. So, just need to make our way around here. All the way through the world. As there's still not really very many transportation options. There's a few shortcuts and things. Some locked behind quests and stuff, but for long distance travel, one of the best options is death to get back towards the middle, which is absolutely wild. There's even some skilling methods that involve dying, just because it's so much faster than walking back between places. For the most part, we can get away with it. I know there's a few quests that we have, level 20-something-ish enemies. We got only a few quests left on here. Some of them with wild stat requirements. Definitely getting to the point where the amount of time investment per episode getting a bit up there. We're already doing this in 3 play session worth of time because how long it takes to get a level here still. And as the exponential increase continues, it's pretty wild. We've got 2 spots out here with does. One of them is outside town, the south. One's more to the north. And based on the bank location, either of them is probably fine. Northern one might be slightly better. We'll see. So we need to get past the thugs here and the mine. It should be over in here. Another thing to consider is going to be the number of spawns. If there's not enough does available, it could be problematic. I'm gonna walk next to this buck. Doesn't seem to be aggressive. I don't know if anything's been coded to make them aggressive when I attack the doe. That would obviously make sense for that to happen, but doesn't seem like the most likely thing. So, does are here. There's a decent number of them. Examine the doe. Bambi, no! Departed deer and bones. Alright. So, this should work out well enough. Departed doe. Or departed deer, specifically. Potentially you can get that from bucks, too. Looks a lot more like the doe, but that's fine. Functionally very similar. These are used in butchery. Let's slot that in between some of our other things we need to butcher. Because we definitely have a massive pile of that. But if we butcher the things, we get all the different kinds of meats, and then we have to deal with all that. Big slots and all that. This is 19 butchery for this. Current butchery is 14. That's enough to go through our mega chickens, then move on to the pigs, and then with any luck, that would be enough to get us to the deer. Then we have a handful of foxes. I think we have some wolves. We don't have any bears yet. Those are the highest level. But those are level 30, which is wildly high stats. When our highest level is 24. So, we'll just get a bunch of deer here. It looks like this is a decent enough spot. They can also sometimes drop low quality raw greens, which pretty much useless. Only serves to make picking up the drops more difficult than it needs to be. Looks like there's like 6 spawns here. That's pretty good. Let's go check on the other location. Amount of spawns and density, difficulty of getting there, amounts of trees in the way. There's a lot of things to consider for what the best spot for doing stuff is. We'll go check it out. We're definitely not taking very much damage, so I don't think that's a huge concern. With armor like this, literally, I mean, I think there's a amulet that gives more defense, but probably not very good. Literally the best we could do as far as armor is concerned. Wildly ahead of what we had before. That'll do nicely. We can put away all the food. Here is the deer. Yeah, we got 465 mega chickens, 133 pigs. Then we have deer. Then we have 20 foxes. It's not very many foxes. I'm gonna get more of those. Then 370 wolves. Yeah, we've got food under control here for quite some time. So we'll sell these pet rocks. Let's see, stores right here. Bank space continues to be a thing. Trade. Sell all the pet rocks. 160 coins. Lots of high quality blue and white marbles here. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, coins is still a whole thing. Getting up there though. 8,500. We still have more thread with almost 14,000. There you go. Alright, the other spot for does is up here on the mountain. It's over in this clump. Looks like it might be more heavily forested here, which could definitely make it worse. All the trees really get in the way. There's 3 spawns here. There's 3 spawns over there. Looks like there might be more spawns, but they're more spread out and stuck behind the trees and everything. That was another slight annoyance over at the rocks. They got behind the trees a lot. I think we're just gonna go to the other spot down to the south. Seems more my style, at least. And both are probably fine. With how long things take, a little bit of quality of life is a worthwhile thing to pursue. I'm gonna go stab many a doe with an iron dagger. It's going to be a great time. I guess we're less stabbing with the dagger and more slashing. Want something? Not that there's actual styles of damage or anything. 20 strength. There we go. And that is all melee 20s and 20 combat. Very good. Don't really get as much for having the 20 strength there. Attack gets weapons, defense gets armor. Might want to look in to see if the changes to strength have happened. There was some value with having strength at particular levels if you can be bothered to use the lean and fatty foods. I really can't. 157 departed deer. That'll go nice with all the other dead animals that are in my bank. Always wild stuff that you end up with in your bank. Anyways, we've now got full iron. Looking absolutely snazzy. Don't know if I like the chain set less than the plate set. It's alright. It all works. It all works. And the stats we can't complain about, so that'll work. So I think we got good enough stuff now. We can go try to complete some quests. At least the ones where we only needed to fight like level 20-ish stuff. There's still requirements and things. But we will see what we can get up to in our iron. Next time. Goodbye.